So you've got a great offer, but your copy is not converting. You could be missing one of these key sales components. Here are my 4 P's to writing the perfect pitch. Hey guys, it's Alex. If you're new here, be sure to hit subscribe below to get the lowdown on more marketing and copywriting tips from me. Every single week, I share proven lessons and ideas on how to write sales copy that connects and converts. And if you've been with me for a while, yay, I love you. Give me a thumbs up below to let me know you're here. And as you guys know, in past videos, I've talked a lot about hooks and headlines and hot trends when it comes to sales copy. But I've gotten some feedback from a few of you lately that there's one part of writing offers that you often get stuck on, and that is the pitch. Yes, I'm talking about the second half of your sales page, the last 10 minutes of your webinar, that closing email in your sales sequence. You know, when you need to actually present your offer in the most compelling way to get your prospects to say yes and jump right in. So you've hit them over the head with a killer headline or subject line, you've reeled them in with a great story or hook, you've addressed the pain or problem you're trying to help them resolve, and now you're at the point where it's time to sell and you hit a wall. So you either 1, don't sell at all because you feel uncomfortable doing it, awkward. Or 2, you bash your prospects over the head a million times with all the features and bells and whistles that make your product so great, and your copy is just not converting. Strange. If this has ever happened to you, comment below and let me know, because let me tell you, it's not just you. I've done dozens of copy critiques where I see painfully awkward, painfully abrupt, or painfully absent sales pitches. So in this video, I'll be sharing my 4 P's to the perfect pitch. Before we get to it though, I just want to lay out a couple of key things that you have to cover before you can perfect your pitch. Firstly, make sure you know who your prospect is, because no matter how great your product or pitch is, if you're trying to sell Thanksgiving dinner to turkeys, it ain't gonna fly. Or maybe it will. Turkeys can actually fly, by the way, but not high or fast enough apparently. Secondly, make sure you're familiar with the objections that your prospect might have early on so that you can address them head on. Just as important as knowing why your customer will buy is knowing why they might not. All right, so with that, let's move on to the first P of your sales pitch, what I call the pivot. This is one of the most overlooked parts of a sales pitch. So you've addressed the pain that you're promising to resolve. Now it's time to seamlessly transition to your offer. But just how do you do that? Many copywriters make the mistake of going straight from pain to product without thoughtfully leading prospects through the solution first. It's like saying, oh, you're overweight and depressed? Buy my book. This creates a huge disconnect for your reader, who is likely asking the questions, why should I pick your product to help me with this? And what value are you helping me meet? You need to take time in your copy to thoughtfully introduce the unique solution you've discovered to help your prospects solve their biggest problem. This is where you add value in advance and educate them on why this is the solution that will work best for them. Going back to the weight loss example, maybe your book is a keto cookbook. Therefore, you need to convey why increasing ketones is a powerful solution for dissolving fat. At this point, you haven't even mentioned your product yet, but once you get your prospect to believe in the solution you're presenting, selling becomes so much easier. And this is where the incredibly simple, but the incredibly powerful pivot to the product pitch comes in. Once a believable solution is clearly conveyed, all you have to do then is explain how and why you've made the solution faster, better, simpler, or easier for your prospect. And it can happen in just a few words. Like, I know this can be a lot to process, and that's why I created, or it's hard to do this alone, and that's why I created, or you can't get the results you want without repetition and support. That's why I created. The pivot is everything and will set you up perfectly for the second P of writing your sales pitch, positioning. So after you've presented your product and what makes it so great, you must focus on positioning the offer. Your prospects will always ask, why should I buy this product from this person and not something from someone else? So on top of communicating your unique selling proposition and what makes your solution faster, better, simpler, or easier than the other guys, you need to address why you're selling it. I know the obvious is to make money, duh, but if you don't say an alternate reason, your prospect will assume that's all you're in it for too. Studies have shown that customers are more likely to buy if you give them a hand in rationalizing why you're making the offer in the first place. Let's face it, you may be a copywriter or marketer yourself, but you've been in your prospect's shoes. You know there are plenty of unethical businesses out there trying to dupe people with dodgy reasons to buy their stuff. So build trust with your prospect, continue to address their inner critic and put them at ease by justifying and positioning your offer. There are several ways to do this, such as creating a reason around a personal mission or a company milestone. So here are a couple of great examples that I've used before. The feedback we receive about this product is so positive that we want as many people as possible to be able to get these results. Or, it's been a year since I created this product and I now have 1,000 happy customers using it and loving it, and it's my mission to help 1 million people achieve singular benefit. So ask yourself, if it weren't for the money, why are you selling this? Okay, and now on to the third often overlooked P in your pitch, and that is price juxtaposition. The most important thing to remember about your offer is that the value should always be greater than the price. And by that, I don't mean what you believe the value of your product is, but what your prospect would actually pay for the solution you're offering. And it's not enough to just give a discount and compare the low price to the original price. Remember, customers don't buy solely based on price. They buy based on the perceived gap between value and price. For example, say you're a coach who usually charges $200 an hour for one-on-one sessions, and your offer is an online course packed with 20 hours of valuable coaching content for $500. Sure, you could slash the price down to $400 and communicate a $100 savings in your copy, but you'd also want to share that the value of your course is $4,000 because that's the value of 20 hours of coaching from you. Next to the $400 price tag, a $4,000 value gives your offer great price juxtaposition. Now, to clarify, I'm not saying you should say you're offering a 90% discount on your course, because no one would pay $4,000 for a course when they can get private coaching for the same amount. I'm merely suggesting that you communicate the value up front so that the $500 original price tag already seems like an amazing deal. And then any additional discount you add for a limited time offer would only make it seem that much more irresistible. And when it comes to stacking value, you needn't stop there. On top of your core product, you can add more premiums and free bonuses to your offer to bump up the value even more, further maximizing that value price gap. Remember, the greater the gap, the easier the pitch. Okay, now on to my last P, and that is high priority. You want your prospect to make purchasing your product a high priority, or else they'll procrastinate or peace out altogether. That was a lot of P's. The best, if not the only way to do this, is to use genuine scarcity in your copywriting. The goal is to make your offer seem limited in some way and therefore harder to obtain. Scarcity gives your prospect a reason to buy right now. For example, you can limit your offer to the first 100 customers or put a deadline on your sale. But whatever type of scarcity you use, do not create fake FOMO, guys. At this point in your pitch, your prospect is looking for a reason to not buy from you. This means that if they smell something fishy or inauthentic about your use of urgency, they gonna bounce. So make sure you design your pitch around real scarcity. And there are 4 different types of scarcity that I frequently use in my marketing, which I've covered in another video. You can watch that next, and I'll link to it in just a few seconds at the end of this video. Okay guys, there you have it, the 4 often overlooked parts of a sales pitch. Keep these P's in mind anytime you have to write a webinar script, a sales page, or an email campaign. Please give me a thumbs up below if you found this video helpful, and here are some other videos that I recommend you check out to turn your copy from good to great. Hit subscribe while you're at it, and I will see you next week. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. Make sure your prospect purchases a product as a high priority, or else they'll procrastinate. Anyway.